Hi, day two again. We've got we're up to game 36 for game day two, and I'm sitting here with Fred, and I'm Nat Wickham. So great, Fred. Are we ready to go?
Buenas noches Argentina, desde acá de la pileta del Aquatic Center de Hobart, a punto de empezar el Sub-19 de Argentina y Gran Bretaña. Argentina ayer tuvo dos partidos, uno muy auspicioso con Sudáfrica, que no pudo terminar de empatar y lo terminó perdiendo, pero ahora tenemos mucha fe en nuestros chicos.
All right, so we're counting down to the start of the game. Great Britain, Argentina, yeah. So we've got Great Britain in the white bathers going from right to left and making a pretty good drive onto the defence of the Argentinians. They've cleared it really well over to the wall. It'll be interesting to see how these two teams match up against each other. And we've got a beautiful day here in Hobart at the Hobart Aquatic Centre. There's quite a big crew spectating in both the courts today. Oh, fantastic break across the pool and terrific puck control to centre it back into the middle. Though it looks like Great Britain have regained possession. Been commentating quite a few of the boys' games, and I've noticed that in the boys' games there seems to be the refs seem to be able to pull up a few more penalties. We've had a few boys in the sin bin, quite a few more than in the girls' games. I think the boys tend to play a bit more tighter, and we've got an infringement pulled up here.
Partido muy peleado hasta ahora. Se acaba de cobrar una falta. A ver los árbitros que marcan.
And don't forget, if you're watching the live stream and listening to the commentary, please send us some comments and feedback on the live chat. And I think we've already got some coming through, which is really lovely. Unfortunately, I think they're all in Spanish, so I can't read those ones out. But keep them coming.
Ahora el partido está estático. Hay alguna falta ahí que se está cobrando. Advantage.
Great Britain are really pushing the puck and putting a lot of pressure on the defence of the Argentinian boys. No one scored yet. The Argentinians are defending really well, getting it over into the corner and then working it up the wall. And another referee call, this time against Great Britain, and it's gloving. Simon Talbot there in the water. I think between these three refs, we've probably got 80 years experience. Slight exaggeration, but all the refs here are world class. The best of the best for this World Championships. Argentina not afraid to pull it right across the court towards the sub bench. Oh, it's getting to be a dangerous position along this back wall. Easy to defend, easier than in the middle of the court, but still Great Britain really strong on that back wall, and it looks like they've managed to convert. Yeah, so it's a goal number 5, I think, from Simon's call. Yeah, it was Great Britain white. So I think that was Christopher Gilson that scored. So if you're watching back in in England, send us a message. Well done, Christopher. Oh, Christophe, I think, actually. Gee, a quick restart after that goal. Very close on the strike. A good possession from Great Britain.
El equipo de Gran Bretaña centrando. Ahora recupera Argentina. Se lucha ahí en el medio. Van hacia la pared. Ahí el equipo argentino tratando de tenerlos sobre la pared.
And we've got the two courts going at the moment. So we've got this game in court 2. And in court 1, we've got the men's under-19 Australian team against the French. And looking pretty close as well. A 1-0 scoreline there as well. I think the under-19 competition is shaping up to be really tight.
Gran Bretaña en el área argentina, tratando de defender, sacar por la pared. Están trabando la defensa. Buena salida de Argentina.
And as you can see, it's right near the sub bench, so it's very important that players don't sub too quickly until they've cleared it away out of the goals, which they've managed to do really well. So Argentina have cleared it out of their defence, and lots of pressure up the wall. Great Britain trying to bring it off and go into the centre, but Argentina are containing that and keeping really good possession.
Ahí Gran Bretaña tomando de nuevo la iniciativa, tratando de entrar al área argentina.
Good to hear from you, Ellie Shelley. Obviously a fan of Christophe, with a big yes, Christophe.
No goal. Una falta del equipo de Gran Bretaña. Tenemos un advantage, un tiro libre en nuestra área. Seguramente tratarán de salir por alguna pared.
He's very quick off the on the start of play there for after the penalty, and swam it rather than flicked it. So straight on, straight into the defence of Great Britain. Oh, terrific curls, great possession. It's a really fast-paced, high-quality game. It's great to watch. The under-19 boys, their skills are very sharp.
Particularly when they're against a quality opposition like these French boys awfully are. But unfortunately, the ref has given.
I think, it's really important that they do maintain possession, no loose flicks, because straight away the opposition will capitalise if they're flicking into space. Argentina doing a really good double effort to pull it out. Got lots of support and using the whole pool. They've gone from left to right and still keeping possession with lots of support behind.
Buen avance del equipo argentino, yendo por la pared derecha. Vuelve a recuperar Gran Bretaña.
I think this fellow just subbed in off the sub bench, so you have to be careful when you take it close to the opposition sub bench. What a swim. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was just fresh in. So number 6, Lyndon Bedo. So again, you're here with Nat Wickham from Hobart. So I'm a local here, and I'm with Fred, and it's fantastic to have the Spanish commentary. Yeah, really good to have both perspectives. And it's a lovely day here in Hobart.
Vuelve Gran Bretaña a entrar por el medio. Argentina recupera.
Oh, fantastic flick. We haven't had any timeouts yet in this half, and we're 6 minutes to go in the first half. Yeah, I would be surprised if in the next break in play one of the teams doesn't call a timeout. That was an interesting pass.
Ahí nuevamente Tomás Ortiz tratando de ir por la derecha de la pared.
The Argentinians certainly have the numbers on the bottom. If you have a look, when the Great Britain players are doing their drive, they've usually got 3 Argentinians pushing back up against them. A left-hander, always hard to defend against. Though, you know, we had to be careful that he keeps it on his stick, especially coming from that side. Yeah,
No goal.
yeah. But
Una falta del equipo de Gran Bretaña.
and there's Simon calling a ref's timeout. Yeah, when you're coming up along on that back wall, especially with a left-hander coming on the left-hand side, it is really tricky to keep it on your stick. So the refs will be watching for that.
Ahí el árbitro marcó tiempo de árbitro, seguramente alguna duda por una falta para expulsar a algún jugador. Veremos ahora qué se decide. Acaba de salir expulsado el número 6, Joaquín Pisolato.
And a little message from Emma Pitchforth. Thank you for your feedback there. You're obviously a supporter of Tommy Pye, number 10. So a good time to regroup, especially for Argentina, to think about, well, how they're going to stop the momentum of Great Britain. 2-0, not that much longer to go in the first half, and it is really important for Great Britain to get their act together and and score before half time.
Bueno, se intuye que va a haber un tiro libre advantage a favor de Gran Bretaña. Están muy cerca de nuestra área. Seguramente hay alguna estrategia para frenar este avance.
Okay, so Argentina taking it out of defence, clearing it straight away out of the attacking zone of Great Britain, and doing a good job there. They're right near their sub bench, and it's really important they don't get tempted to sub too early and leave their goals open. Yeah, pretty strong drive by Great Britain. So well done, Caleb Pullen, Great Britain, your first goal.
Vuelve a arrancar el partido. Gran Bretaña se va hacia la derecha, por la pared derecha del ataque. Hay un cobro. Veremos a ver qué cobran los referees. Obstrucción de un jugador del equipo argentino. Tenemos un advantage, un tiro libre en contra. Nueva falta ahora, pero del equipo de Gran Bretaña. Tenemos oportunidad de salir por la pared, pero en zona defensiva.
Both teams playing a fairly similar style of hockey. It's good to see them open the play up and spread across the court, which provides opportunities then. You get spaces. The water clarity is still pretty good, Frank. It's nice that we can actually see the whole court from the five cameras. We've got 4 cameras in water for this tournament and 1 camera on the pool deck, which I think is the most, well, I'm pretty sure is the most of any tournament that's been run. So fantastic job from the AV guys that have been running the technology.
Bueno, el equipo argentino vuelve a estar con 6 en el agua. El juego está disputado ahí en la pared defensiva izquierda de Argentina. Aparentemente está avanzando Gran Bretaña, pero el juego está ida y vuelta en este momento.
And I have to say, I think Lyndon Beddoe playing for Great Britain, nicknamed Little Mouse. I'll be interested to find out how he got that nickname. Though I don't think he's playing like a little mouse at the moment.
After that, the French team has managed to drive that puck all the way down into the corner and now along the back wall. So, a really strong display.
What you'll notice too with the barriers for this tournament, they're clear rather than the in the past we've always had the barriers which are like made with canvas and you can't see through them. But gee, it makes a big difference being able to see through those side barriers. Just gives so much more vision in the corner and on the walls.
Se sigue disputando el tejo en zona defensiva de Argentina. Están tratando de llevarlos hacia la esquina.
Gosh, you can see the defence are really trying to keep it in that corner. But well done, Great Britain. That was a fantastic swing around through their back line and then coming into the open goal. Very hard to defend.
La jugada evidentemente terminó en una media luna de Gran Bretaña y entraron por el centro.
So just over a minute to go in the first half. And it'd be interesting to see how Argentina uses this last minute in the first half. It's great looking from the vision from the surface, and you can see how much faster the Great Britain team came out off that strike.
Nuevamente Gran Bretaña gana la posesión del tejo. Están por el lado izquierdo atacando. Argentina tratando de llevarlo a la pared, de llevarlo a la esquina. Y Gran Bretaña tratando de hacer media luna y entrar por el centro. En este momento tratando de entrar por la pared. Es frenado ahí por Lucas Gianotti. Hay un cobro. Equal. No. ¿Qué fue?
Okay, and we're coming up to half-time. It'd be very interesting what the coaches say to their players. In a half-time break, you can't be changing the way that your players are playing. You just need to be reminding them of what they're doing really well and what they should be doing, what you've planned for and practiced. So, Argentina, it'd be interesting to see how they come out in the second half.
Bueno, ha terminado el primer tiempo, cambio de lado. Seguramente ahora refrescar las ideas y concentrarse en las posiciones y tratar de frenar a este equipo inglés que hasta ahora ha tenido el dominio del partido.
So the under-19 boys have a single round robin. The under-19 girls have a double round robin. So they're actually playing the most games out of any team in the tournament. The other three divisions just do their single round robin. So day two, most of these teams, the under-19 teams for the boys, will have two games. And this is probably their first game of the day. A really nice day in Hobart. I'd be suggesting to anyone that's got some free time this afternoon to get down to Salamanca Market, which is just a short walk from the Aquatic Centre here on the Queen's Domain. And it's a fantastic market run by the Hobart City Council. Runs most of the morning and into the afternoon. I think it would take you a couple of hours to get round. Great local produce and food and lots of souvenirs and things that you can buy from there. We've also got in Hobart at the moment this weekend the Winter Feast down the Huon, and it's held in a massive big apple shed. Parking's out in a paddock out the rear, and I think they're expecting around 18,000 people over the weekend to go down and feast and sing and dance. So a really nice thing for people to do if they're visiting Hobart.
Bueno, esperamos para este segundo tiempo que puedan reordenar las ideas. Esperamos algunas escapadas de Federico Machado y la polenta que le pone en el medio Agustín Pérez Lindo. Así que esperamos que avancen en bloque y puedan revertir este resultado e ir descontando en el marcador.
So you can see the boys gathering there. I think they've got two players sitting out this game, so they've got a squad of 12. it's always frustrating being one of the two players sitting out for a game, but it's good to have that rest. And you can actually sit back and watch what's unfolding and get a good feel for how your team's playing, because it's a bit hard to do that while you're in the water, actually in amongst the action. I think, Frank, did you know we're forecast for snow on the mountain? Okay. So it's going to be rather cold in the next couple of days. So the windows that you can see in screen at the moment, they look straight out into Mount Wellington, which is 1,200 metres above sea level. So we could be seeing some snow there in the next couple of days.
Bueno, comienza el segundo tiempo. Otra vez ganando el tejo Gran Bretaña, abriéndose a la izquierda. Argentina tratando de cortar. Están entrando por el centro. Ahí Lucas Gianotti llevando hacia la esquina.
A fantastic vision here in the corner. Penalty.
Penalty.
So, yeah, Simon Talbot calling a penalty shot.
Guay.
Because for a penalty, it has to be within the 5 metre D or stopping a almost certain goal. So, standing by a 2-on-1. So who are the two Great Britain players, and who's going to be the one Argentinian that gets to line up for this 2-on-1? Yep. So we've got Tom Pitchfork and taking the flick. Okay. It's a really hard gig defending a 2-on-1, but that's how it is. The attacking team gets the advantage, so it needs to be in their favour. And look, the defender has two options. They can either just spring off the wall and try and stop the flick, or stay on the wall and try and knock it down. He obviously chose the former and went out to try and to stop the flick before it was taken, but it didn't quite work. So it's now 5-0 to Great Britain.
All kudos to the Aussie lads for still being in this contest at half time. It is only 3-0 down, and they're certainly not out of this game yet.
Gran Bretaña vuelve a tomar la iniciativa en este segundo gol. Gran Bretaña otra vez por el centro, tratando. Argentina tratando de llevar hacia las paredes. Se sigue centralizando el juego. Un cobro. Nuevo gol.
So Harry Thompson scored for Great Britain. Well done, Harry. After the half-time break, Great Britain have regrouped and come out just as strong, if not stronger. They've got a really set style of play, which is working for them in this game. Argentina just have to find out how to find the gaps and capitalise on those.
Argentina tratando de frenar a este equipo, lo lleva hacia la pared. Ahí el árbitro ve una falta, pero da que siga el juego.
Just remember on those live chats to keep it nice and polite and positive. We love your feedback. It's fantastic hearing from you all. And yeah, I'd love to do a shout out to Georgie Lamble. It's terrific to have your support. And yeah, any feedback, any positive comments, more than welcome. Thank you.
Ahí Tomás Ortiz tratando de llevarla a la esquina, peleándola, no dejando que Gran Bretaña centralice.
Tom Pritchard doing a really good job pulling it off the wall there. But I think there may have been an infringement.
Falta de un jugador de Gran Bretaña.
And we've got to remember, players, not to engage in conversation with the refs. They're not going to change their minds. They've seen what they've seen, and they've got to call it as they see it. So Great Britain being pushed back 3 metres, and Argentina taking the puck, trying to keep really nice possession here with lots of curls and swim-ons from their back line.
Argentina tratando de salir por la pared, pero el equipo de Gran Bretaña frenando. No sé si habrá oportunidad de hacer una media luna, complicado por la velocidad de los jugadores de Gran Bretaña. Ahí peleándola Lucas Ferreira, tratando de llegar a la esquina.
Oh, these boys hit hard. They really are just so determined, and Argentina holding it really well and now managing to get it out of the corner. Well done, Argentina. Number 10, Federico. Great job.
Ahí vuelve a tomar la iniciativa Agustín Pérez Lindo por la pared, pero lo vuelven a frenar. Todo se está desarrollando ahora en la pared. Argentina tratando de salir, Gran Bretaña tratando de robar y hacer media luna y centrar.
It's amazing. We're only into day 2, and we've got a whole week ahead of us of underwater hockey, which is terrific. Hopefully, some of these players will get to do a little bit of sightseeing and enjoy what we've got to offer here in Hobart. It looks like Great Britain making a great big drive again. However, there was a stick infringement, so that they're being pushed back 3 metres.
Una falta del equipo de Gran Bretaña, un tiro libre, pero en zona muy defensiva de Argentina. Tratarán de salir por la pared izquierda, supongo, o la derecha. Acaba de pedir minuto el equipo argentino.
Yeah, good time to have a timeout. It can actually really change the game. I've seen in the last couple of games I've commentated, the team that was on the back foot have called a timeout and pretty much scored straight after. Just a few words from the coach, time to regroup and take a few big deep breaths can make all the difference, and it can change the flow of the game. And they really do need to score with the scoreline of 6-0.
Bueno, ahora seguramente Facundo Susara tratando de dar algunas indicaciones para hacer un buen avance y tratar de salir por una pared o por el centro, y una vez llegada, pasada la mitad de la cancha, tratar de hacer una avalancha para llegar al área de Gran Bretaña.
Harry Thompson, you've got some fans there. Socks and Crocs, I think, is the nickname. I'll definitely be asking you about that one if we have a chance to have a chat after the game. The numbers on the bottom is amazing. We've got we've only got one player from Great Britain on the surface, just sitting out there on the halfback, covering the middle of the pool. But the drive up the line is pretty intense. That would be very, very hard to defend against. A great cross from Great Britain, and that will create some gaps for Argentina, in the Argentinian back line.
Gran Bretaña cambiando de pared, evidentemente porque por el lado izquierdo se está defendiendo bien, haciendo media luna, jugando del lado izquierdo de su ataque. Vuelven a ir hacia la esquina.
So we're in our fourth round for the World Champions for the under-23s and under-19s. And you look at the skill level of the under-19 players, and it's just amazing that this is their entry level, and they've still got to get through their under-23s before they get to elite. The skill level is amazing, and can't wait to see these players when they're older, especially playing in, say, a 3-metre pool, which is going to be the depth of the pool in Canada in a year's time.
Vuelve a haber una falta en favor de Argentina, pero parece que Gran Bretaña frenó el avance. Otra vez se juega en territorio defensivo de Argentina. Están en la esquina. Bajan los defensores, tratando de salir por la pared.
Argentina defending really well on the back wall. Though it's just popped through. The Argentinian back player there held his ground really well. But it's how hard is that against three guys from Great Britain?
Oh,
They need to have that rotation going. So he's always got someone behind him as a second line of defence, and then a third line.
aparentemente una queja ahí de algún jugador argentino al árbitro, pero el árbitro dice que no ha visto nada, así que bueno, se cobra el gol.
Just more connection, I think, between the backs and forwards there. Like you said, tighter and
Argentina
taking advantage. But
tratando de trabar el tejo en el medio, tratar de abrir,
don't get me wrong,
pero vuelven a cobrar una falta.
doing their best against what seems to be a very
So this is a real chance for Argentina. They've got a free puck towards the middle of the pool and getting up into the defence of Great Britain. Looks like
Channel chat.
deuce forward. 4 and 10 will go and spend 2 minutes in the bin for a day.
Bueno, Argentina tiene un advantage a favor, un tiro libre en la mitad de la cancha. Hay oportunidad de hacer alguna jugada preparada. Esperemos que puedan avanzar y llegar al área de Gran Bretaña.
The GB boys, because it's the one I've got the dirt on.
Yeah, we'll do. If you're watching at home, make sure you stay on the live stream to after the game, where we get to talk to some of the players. It's really nice to get them straight after the game to reflect upon the game that they've just played. You get some really good insights into the team, how the team are feeling, their plan, how they feel after the game, and we get some really nice individual stories as well. So make sure you stay for a couple of minutes after the images of all the games finished.
See if they can create some kind of positive movement forward for these last 7 minutes in this second half back.
Argentina saca el tiro libre, es frenado. Gran Bretaña toma el tejo, sale hacia adelante por el medio. Ahora nuevamente a la pared. Hay un cobro. El referee está marcando. ¿Qué está marcando el referee? No alcanzamos a ver la seña. Falta del equipo argentino. Advantage en contra.
Okay, so Great Britain setting up,
For their remaining games, but it looks like we've had a timeout call.
setting right up in front of goals, and Argentina cleared it quite decisively. They had to be pretty pleased with that. So now they're going to use the wall to get it out of their defence.
El equipo argentino logra rechazar, otra vez lo lleva a la esquina, tratando de que el equipo de Gran Bretaña no haga media luna. Está muy friccionado el partido en este momento. Aparentemente se avanzan por la pared derecha.
Oh, fantastic swim away by Argentina. They're ahead of that Great Britain player.
Avanza Argentina, avanza.
Oh!
¡Gol!
Oh,
Ay, no.
Oh,
Casi,
we can
casi.
feel the pain. Oh, my goodness. That player would be so disappointed. Right on the tray and only just saved by a player from Great Britain.
Ay, muy cerca Argentina del gol, muy cerca, pero lo frenaron en los últimos centímetros, diría de acá.
Yeah, that's right.
It is 1:25.
Against this quality Australian under-19 team, the Frenchies are here to play, and they are certainly looking at this guy like one of the teams to beat player. But as the Australians drive forward,
Look, that was an absolutely amazing runaway too by that player. They'd actually swum from back in their defence all the way up into the goals. They'd be absolutely exhausted. But I'm sure he'll get back in and come back twice as hard to try and finish a goal off.
Argentina tratando de frenar el juego. Estuvimos muy cerca recién. Ahora otra vez en campo argentino por la pared derecha. Relevan los jugadores como para... Fue mucho el esfuerzo anterior. Y ahora tratando de defender y no que centralice el equipo de Gran Bretaña.
Now the Argentinian boys here, right near the sub bench, just watching. They should be recycling a few players in and out of the game. to make the most of the fresh players. Number 9 for Argentina, Thomas Ortiz, it is. Really strong player there. And the ref's calling an advantage and playing on.
Ahí el árbitro ve una falta, pero deja seguir jugando. A ver la polenta de Tomás Ortiz o de Joaquín Pisolato. Tratan de cortar. Otra vez la diagonal. Ahí Agustín Gianotti defendiendo. Mucho tumulto. Esto terminó. A ver. Hay cobro de los árbitros. Es gol.
So we have Oliver Charnock Crawford scored that goal. I think that they've had a really good sharing of goals, the Great Britain team. Setting up with 3 minutes to go.
Bueno, Argentina jugando los últimos 3 minutos a poner toda la polenta. Otra vez el juego se va hacia la derecha. Ahí avanza Argentina por el lado derecho. A ver, Fede Machado, si tomamos un tejo y nos escapamos. A ver, Pérez Lindo.
And you can just see in the foreground of the screen there, you've got some the coaches sitting, watching the game intently. And we've just had a bit of a break from Great Britain and another goal.
Contragolpe de Gran Bretaña. Gol de Gran Bretaña.
I didn't see. At the moment, we think it was number 7, Matthew Adams, another player from Great Britain.
He obviously wants to use his time out that he's got remaining in a quality way. That's sort of
One, just under 2 minutes to go.
at the right time, and and it's pretty hard to pick when these guys need the time out at the moment because they're constantly under pressure. But with a player in the bin on the Frenchie side, it's not a bad time for Steve to do it. And I know if I was in there and I was 4-0 down to the French side, in just over 3 minutes.
Really intense in the middle of the pool. I think a penalty was just infringement was just pulled up there by the refs, and it was in favour of Great Britain. So Argentina pushed back 3 metres towards their goals.
Nueva falta de Argentina, saca el tiro libre de Gran Bretaña, se vuelve a jugar en el área argentina. Ahí veo a Lucas Gianotti defendiendo, llevando hacia la esquina. Franco Vallejo ayudando. Se vuelve a centralizar ahí en la esquina. Vienen por la pared.
Great Britain are really tough in attack. They definitely have the numbers on the bottom. Argentina have players in the tray, though I think their rotation could be a little bit tighter because they don't seem to be getting the fresh players behind the defenders, and the Great Britain are finding the gaps.
Ha sido un partido muy intenso, los chicos han puesto la garra, pero el equipo de Gran Bretaña está dominando hasta ahora.
Well, with only a few seconds to go in the game, we'll grab some of the players as soon as they get out of the water and get their feedback on what's just unfolded. Argentina had to be happy with their strength on the puck, but they've obviously got something to go away and think about. And I think this actually was their last game today, so it'll be a bit of time for reflection and regrouping.
Bueno, termina el partido, un gran esfuerzo del equipo, teniendo en cuenta que hay muchos jugadores que son menores de 19 y debutantes en este mundial. Creo que demostraron una gran garra y esperamos que sigan así de fuertes mentalmente. Un saludo a toda Argentina, a todos los equipos de Mendoza, de Buenos Aires y Santa Fe y Rosario. Me despido, Alfredo Domínguez, desde acá del Aquatic Center. Natalie, un gusto haber estado contigo.
Oh, you too, Frank. Thank you very much. And thanks to everyone for your comments. It's really nice to be able to know that people are actually watching and listening. And we're just crossing to Nick Martin, and he will be interviewing, I think, one of the players from Great Britain. So Nat Wickham saying goodbye, and I'll talk to you again later.
As we move out live onto the pool deck on court 2 here, as we await some of the athletes from what was a hard game there between Argentina and GB. And I've been pre-worded up. Apparently I've got the GB under-19 boys captain coming across to join me today. The GB boys in the under-19 division showing a real intent to inflict themselves upon this competition with a 10-0 victory over Argentina there. And after yesterday's games, a 3-0 victory over Colombia, they'll be very confident with how they're tracking. Looking across to court 1, it's the French really in control against the Australians, also in the men's under-19 division. And the young Aussie boys have had a fairly rough start to this tournament. Athletes just leaving the pool now and making their way over here. I've actually got standing here next to me stalwart and long-time referee Rob Feistel. Join me on the mic for a second. Rob, how's the tournament unfolding for the referees?
I think the referees are working out very well, really. They've got a high level of consistency, I think, and it seems that the games are flowing very well. So.
Yeah, it certainly seems to be the most advantage I've seen played. There've been a few pretty rough and tumble games in there where we've seen a lot of infringements, but not a lot of kickouts. Has there been a message to the refs to kind of hold back and leave players in the water, or?
Absolutely. We're trying to make the difference between a significant thing that changes the game and not, and apply the advantage rule in that way. So if a team maintains advantage even though they're fouled, we're trying to let them carry on and see if they can score.
And how was the referee's beep test? I know that's always another contentious issue. Was everyone managed to scrape through that one?
I think everyone scraped through pretty much, yeah. That was good.
No, well, thanks for your time, Rob. We all appreciate everyone coming down and reffing, and the comp couldn't happen without you guys.
Thanks very much, Nick. Appreciate it. Cheers.
Now, I don't know if we're going to get anyone. They all seem to be wandering off without coming over to visit us, sadly. But, yeah, I don't know, Nat. They've all done the runner on us. No, they're making their way across now. We've got a few minutes until we need to cut the stream, so we'll wait for young Tom to make it here. Now, I think we'll ambush him with this one, I think, Natalie. We're not on the camera, so we don't have to worry about anyone looking at us, which is a bonus. But I've been worded up in advance that the only reason he's been made the captain is because he's actually dating the coach's daughter. Now,
I think I heard the same rumour. We'll ask him if there's any truth in it.
And I also did hear a rumour that he is perhaps being selected into their elite squad to go to Euros this year. So, Tom, welcome to the microphone.
Hi, how are we doing?
Yeah, I'm well, thank you, mate. Now, tough game against the Argentinians there, but managed to put 10 goals in the bin.
Yeah, a bit of a slow start, but we got going in the end. Just got to go ahead to the next match and not milk that win too much there.
Yeah, and it's the first time we've seen the Argentinians here. They bring a great energy to the pool, don't they?
Yeah, very similar to the Colombians in the style of play. Yeah.
Yeah, well, they are coached by a Colombian with Sebastian Lugo there coaching them now. Look, Tom, I heard a rumour that you might be travelling to Hungary with the elite team potentially.
Yeah, and thought I'd have a nice holiday with about a month off, but maybe not.
And the other rumour I also heard is the only reason you're the captain is because you're dating the coach's daughter. Now, do you have to do extra laps for that, or was it just a straight up? You know, usually in Australia, if I was dating the coach's daughter, I'd probably get left out of the team.
Yeah, we didn't tell him until after I was in the team, so yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, right. So no mixed interest there. And if you have to choose, mate, the coach's orders or the girlfriend's orders?
Oh, no comment.
That's a very, very wise decision, mate. So, look, best of luck for the rest of the tournament. You guys are tracking along really nicely, and we'll catch up with you later in the week.
All right, thank you.
Cool. Thanks, Tom. And from Argentina, I have Frentz. Tough game there against GB.
Now we played against Australia.
Oh, you're a French player. Sorry, I was talking to a G. I'm going to swap back to court 2. Sorry. And that's all from court 2.